But let's continue with the next topic on this edition of the Rock News Roundup podcast, and that is while Black Sabbath was ending things in Birmingham on Saturday night, Oasis came back and launched the reunion tour, the Oasis Live 25 reunion tour, their first concert in 16 years, which they did at Principality Stadium in Cardiff for 2 nights on Friday, July 4th and Saturday, July 5th. I did a reaction watch and a kind of like a debrief of the entire thing as a live stream here on the channel last week. So that's up on the channel if you want to go seek that out. But I'm going to link up here to Consequence of Sound and what they're talking about. Oasis launch reunion tour with their first concert in 16 years. It was pretty amazing to see. Again, I was not there. I'm here in Canada, so I was not in Cardiff. I got my tickets for Toronto on August the 24th. But yeah, some fans in Cardiff were witness to the first show of the Oasis Live 25 reunion tour. And Oasis, like Liam and Noel Gallagher, came on stage with their hands together. They came on stage hand in hand. It was amazing to see that the brothers are back together. They were joined by the rest of the reunited lineup, which includes, of course, Bonehead on guitar, includes Gem Archer on guitar, Andy Bell on bass, and then a new drummer for the band, Joey Warnker, who was the new drummer for Oasis for this reunion tour. And so, according to Consequence of Sound, this is what they said: the impossible has happened. Britpop legends Oasis played their first show together in 16 years, kicking off the reunion tour at Principality Stadium in Cardiff, UK on Friday, July the 4th. The band took the stage at exactly 8:15 local time and delivered a 2-hour set heavy on classics from their iconic first two records, Definitely Maybe and What's the Story, Morning Glory. They paid tribute to Liverpool footballer Diogo Jota, who was killed earlier this week at the age of 28. And then they also played a couple of songs from Be Here Now, and only one song from after Be Here Now. They played Little by Little from Heathen Chemistry. And they also included some extra musicians up there on stage with them as well. And then saying the last time that Oasis performed prior to tonight was back in 2009 when Noel left that show in Paris and the band broke up. But yeah, like there's been lots of reactions online. There's been lots of videos of the show. And then, taking a look at the set list, and we did a little bit of a talk about this in the on the live stream last week. But just take a look at this set list. Like, again, I know for Oasis fans, we're always going to be like, oh, I wish this was on the set list. I wish that was on the set list. But if you are an Oasis fan of varying degrees, whether you're a casual fan, an old school fan, hardcore fan, new fan, this set list really was amazing for their reunion tour. They opened up with Hello, It's Good to Be Back. So that's a great way to open up the show. Acquiesce, which is, you want to hear Noel and Liam sing that song together. Liam on the verse, Noel on the chorus. That's the big reunion song that we wanted to hear. Morning Glory, some might say. Bring It On Down, Cigarettes and Alcohol. So already just an incredible set list. Fade Away, Supersonic, Roll With It, Bring It On Down, which I thought was a great choice. Talk Tonight, Half the World Away, and Little by Little, and Noel Gallagher's little acoustic set, which was nice to see again. Do you know what I mean? And Stand By Me. I'm glad that Be Here Now did not get completely ignored on this set list. And then, like, look at the rest of this: Cast No Shadow, Slide Away, Whatever, Live Forever, Rock and Roll Star. And then the encore. This is like a pretty solid encore. If you're an Oasis fan and you're standing in the crowd of the reunion show to hear The Master Plan, Don't Look Back in Anger, Wonderwall, and Champagne Supernova as the encore, I don't think it gets any better than that. So, like, and I, again, us Oasis fans, we're always going to complain and say this song should be missing. It would have been nice to hear a couple of the songs from after Be Here Now, like something from, Fucking in the Bushes was the opening like track that played over the speakers, but there was nothing from Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. On Little by Little, we only got one track from Heathen Chemistry, but it would have been nice to hear. I said in my live stream, it would have really been nice to hear some of the first tracks from Heathen Chemistry, Don't Believe the Truth, and Dig Out Your Soul. So it would have been cool to hear the Hindu Times, like the first singles. The Hindu Times, it would have been cool to hear Lila, and it would have been cool to hear The Shock of the Lightning. But otherwise, you know what? There's nothing really we can really complain about with this set list. I think a lot of fans, you would be leaving happy with this set list. And then this is not the end. This is just the beginning of the Oasis reunion tour. They just finished these 2 dates at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, UK. They're getting all warmed up. They're going to be in just a couple of days be doing a 5-night run at Heaton Park in Manchester. That's going to start on July the 11th, going up to July the 20th. Then it's going to be huge. And I was saying on the live stream, stream. Like every leg of this tour is going to be exciting. Every time they hit a new place that they haven't been to yet, it's going to be exciting. Of course, Cardiff, UK, those were the first reunion shows. Very, very cool. But when the band returns to Manchester at Heaton Park, those are going to be mental as well. Those are going to be hardcore hometown shows. So those are going to be cool. When the band hits London for Wembley Stadium for 5 shows starting on July the 25th, that's going to be crazy as well. And then they're going to be going to Edinburgh on August the 8th, Dublin, Ireland on August the 16th for 2 shows. And then they're crossing the pond over here to North America. They're going to be playing Toronto at Rogers Stadium on the 24th and the 25th. I got my tickets for the 24th. Can absolutely not wait. It's going to be amazing. And then Chicago, East Rutherford, New Jersey, Los Angeles, Mexico City, back to London for a couple of shows. And then they're going to be going to Australia as well as South America. So every part of this tour, every leg, every new place that they hit, fans are going to be going crazy. Everybody's going to be going absolutely wild for Oasis, as it should be, because it just feels good to have Oasis back. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it just feels good to have Oasis back and to have the Gallagher brothers, like to see them hand in hand walking on stage together. That's something that a lot of us fans thought we would never see. So that is just so cool that they're back. The world is a better place when Oasis is back together and doing their thing. And don't get me wrong, I loved the solo years. I loved every minute of the Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds era and the Liam Gallagher era, the solo era, and I'm sure those will come back eventually. But yeah, it was just so good to have Oasis back. And like that's the thing about this channel. Like, I talk a lot about Oasis, and they're my favorite band of all time. And it's just fun to be able to talk with the community. So if you missed out on that live stream that I did, it's up right now on the YouTube channel, so you don't miss it. And yeah, Oasis back together. So let me know in the comments below. Did you go to Cardiff? Did you see the first 2 shows? Are you going to any of the other shows on the reunion tour? What do you think of the set list? We've already talked a lot about it, but Oasis is back, so we got to keep talking about it because it's super exciting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below.